So let me ask you this question. They think they're here, and in reality they're here. How do you know that in reality they're here? How do you know that? What's the evidence? I'm not questioning. I just want to know what the evidence is.
I guess what I'm referring to is our team right now. Is the evidence is they think that they're here and that they don't need to practice hard, that they don't need to listen, that they don't need to go every rep 100% type things, and then the reality check comes in the game. The things that they were doing in practice shows up in a game.
Okay.
With how do you coach that?
Right.
In terms of, I don't know, I guess, because the conversation was, hey guys, we're good, but we're working to get better.
Mm-hmm.
We need to continue to get there. The things that we're doing right now aren't helping us to get there.
Okay.
Let me just add to that. Our guys feels like they believe they can flip the switch whenever they want.
Mm-hmm.
And that because of their past experiences of having success right now, because we're just learning how to be successful, they don't realize that they got successful because they worked hard, but to continue to be there, they got to work harder.
Right.
And that idea, getting that to them, we've struggled with that.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys have moved up progressively from 3, 4 to 5A, and your schedules become progressively more difficult, right? So the evidence is based on some teams that perhaps are not presenting as much as a challenge as these teams are now. That's part of it, right? What about the climate and culture of practice? Can the intensity be replicated? I mean, you're never going to get game intensity in practice, but what about increasing that intensity level in practice to change the culture and the climate of expectation in terms of those repetitions?
And that's what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's like that storming point, that buy-in,
Okay.
that acceptance hasn't.
Okay, you want me to be core honest with you?
Yeah.
Okay, have all the coaches bought into that? That's what needs to be done? You don't have to answer that. You don't have to answer that. My point is that all the coaches, not 80% of them, but all the coaches need to buy into that and coach their each position that way. And then that'll build it. Linebackers, DBs, defensive line coaches need to coach that into the defense, the defensive coordinator. You get what I'm saying? Special teams, everybody. That's one methodology. I'm not saying that's what it is.
Yeah.
Coach, I'm not saying that's what it is. But what I'm saying is that's one level of where you can duplicate intensity within the practice to replicate a higher level. So when they get to the game, it's not like, oh my gosh, this is light speed now, right? The other thing is, you guys are a young program. I mean, it's things they've done at CSU Pueblo. They went from nothing to contending in the nation quickly. Well, they have one distinct advantage you guys don't have. Do you know what that is? Yeah, I mean, they're getting the guy that flunked out at Oklahoma State, that got his girl pregnant at Oklahoma, and they're coming there. They're good football players. They're Division I players, but they're playing at the D2 level. You guys get what you get, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time. I think you guys are doing a really good job. I've watched you several times this year. I think you guys are doing a real good job. Again, there's a parental piece to this that has to be addressed as well too. I mean, because there's a lot, I sat in the stands last night talking to several parents, and there's a lot that needs to be brought along on that level too. And there's a lot of people pointing fingers, and that's not a good system. If you're at home, it's stable and consistent, that's going to help you guys in your job too. That's the one dynamic we have at the high school level that you don't have at the college level. You don't have parents waiting in the wings, and the ride home, they're asking them a million questions. Why did your coach do this? Or why? You see what I'm saying? Unwinding things. So I think you guys are on the right path, but I would say a little bit more intensity level.
Applicability and everything else.
What about the players that don't reach those goals, that aren't doing those things? Is there a methodology to get them coached up or brought along? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Is there a methodology where we get those outliers buying in too?
When we start those
programs and those ideas, you're at a point where our program had traditionally focused so much on negatives. The kids were doing the wrong things constantly. And we overlooked the ones that were doing the right things.
Right.
And that was a problem we had. It was a common complaint we had. It was something we saw the staff, the parents saw it, the players saw it. It was a need we had to address.
Got it.
So we started doing that to reward those. And as it's gone, you've seen kids, our attendance has gone up in the weight room. We definitely have more buy-in into what we're doing in the off season because of those things. Is it 100%? No. But all of a sudden, it becomes pretty obvious when you're looking at the list. And, you know, our right guard sitting down there at 68 points. Everybody knows he's not taking care of business, doing the right thing. And it starts to turn into the team. Where are you? Why aren't you here?
Good. Good.
You can do it. So
Good.
it's kind of the backing on that.
Yep.
We use baseball. If you have 5 kids that want to start.
Intrinsically, it's like you're only as strong as your weakest link. And oftentimes we get into that whole thing of, the game ball goes to this person. Hey, this person scored this and did this. And we put those kids on a pedestal, and sometimes we treat them differently. We're only as good as some of those, as again, that weakest link is where you start praising, you start building up some of those kids that are weaker. And not putting them on that pedestal, but bringing them up, letting them know of the accolades that they've done as well. It strengthens the team. We'll build to other things as well. At our banquet, at our private marker, the weakest team I put out there, I did not think that they would get points. It would be a gift if they got points. They go out and get, they take second place. And that they were a focal point of the, of the banquet. And they were a focal point of our meeting right after that when we won. And immeasurable of reading those kids' eyes because of the accolades that they were getting from the coaching staff. That maybe that's their claim to fame for the rest of their high school career.
Right.
Or it may be a stepping stone for something they do.
Coach, you're so much on the money. Let me tell you why. In any organization, your team, IBM, whatever, 80% of the leadership comes from the rank and file. It does. We think of leadership as the CEO, CFO, head coach, but on a daily, hour by hour, minute by minute basis, it's those people that are carrying us, our backups. They deploy leadership skills off the field, on the field, those type of things.
Just like a legend right here. What we do as teachers each and every day.
Exactly. I mean, you guys are legend. Not these buildings, not the walls, not the carpet. You guys are legend. This is how you lead to this, okay? So basically, if I'm taught to read this guy's head, he block down, I'm supposed to squeeze here, okay? Let's just assume that's my task, okay? Because to keep gap responsibility, where's he going when he's blocking down? He's going to a linebacker. He's going to somebody. He did not even care about me. He's going now, okay? So go back. So he steps down. I squeeze here, okay? I keep my hips and shoulders square. I squeeze. I keep him off my linebacker right away, okay? Now, you block down. Now you pull, okay? And this is what we call a quick trap, okay? So now go back. So my task is to read his head, and if he blocks down, I squeeze. Keep him off my linebacker, okay? Now, if I don't do that, go back. So let's say he blocks down, and I don't take care of my task, and I'm like, I'm free, and I start running upfield. Hold on a sec. Wait right there.
I was all excited. You're doing exactly what I want.
So he's gone. I'm all thinking I'm going to the quarterback. I start running up the field. You're more in a relationship right here. And I'm here, and it's called ear holing, and I think I'm free, and he comes and boom, and that running back runs right off his butt, and he's off to the races. Now, if I take care of my task, which is to squeeze, hold on a sec, okay, and I have B gap responsibility, block down, I squeeze here, come trapper, I come here, now keep going. Now I wrong arm this, boom, here, okay, the ball cannot trap now, and the runner has to what? Bounce, okay? So my task has been taken care of. Am I gonna make the tackle? No. Who's gonna make the tackle? That linebacker, that strong safety, all this pursuit is gonna make the tackle. But I've taken care of my task. And that builds cohesion. If I don't do this, walk through it one more time, if I come up here and I don't take care of this, boom, and that guy's off for an 80-yard run, that's not going to build any type of cohesion. But if I take care and I sacrifice, squeeze, here, I wrong arm, boom. Sorry, did I hit you last time?
Yeah.
Sorry. He grabs me. And now that ball bounces, okay? And that play is now, a no gain, 2-yard loss, whatever it is. We have built team cohesion through task adherence. Does that make sense? And that's just taking care of it. That's just one example in football.